Hello and welcome. You're watching BTTV. I'm Tanya Neja and this is Market Today, a show where we'll get you all the latest market updates, stocks and sectors that are buzzing in and much more. And well, let's take a look at the markets at this point in time. And it seems, that the bulls are not really ready to give up. 250 points higher there on Sensex, 65,637 is the level. Okay, and 19,500, we have surpassed that level on Nifty as well. 96 points uptick there also. So bulls clearly back in action today, and if it was a volatile session, of course, for the markets today, the day's low was 65,285 for Sensex. And if you see right now, it's the broader markets and metals and PSU counters, where all the action is happening at this point in time. Let's do one thing. Let's pull up some of the gainers for you. And of course, the broader markets continue to outperform. And how 387 points uptick there on mid cap and Nifty small cap as well. 163 points uptick there as well. 12,549 is the level. Now, talking about some of the gainers for you from today's trading session, it is Coal India that is the top performer, and this is on the back of the news, on the back of robust August output that the company has posted. So clearly 5% uptick there on Coal India. 247 is the level, and some of the IT counters also buzzing in today's trading session. Wipro, one of them, and HCL Tech as well. Some of the metal counters, they continue to outperform. In Tata Steel, the stock also hit its 52-week high today. 131 is the level there on Tata Steel. Let's do one thing. Let's pull up some of the losers for you and see which are the stocks that are not supporting the markets at this point in time. And it is clearly some of the banking names such as Axis Bank. It's not supporting the markets, and 1% downtick there. M&M, Asian Paints, some of the other losers for you, and of course some of the FMCG counters as well. They are not supporting the markets as we speak. But where are the markets headed, and what should investors really do? To find out this and much more, let's welcome our guest on the show today. We have with us Mr. Kranti Batini from Wealth Mill Securities. Thank you so much, Mr. Batini. Always good to have you on our show. And let's start with your market outlook only. I mean, where are the markets headed? It's a tug of war that is happening between bulls and bears, but we are still holding on to the gains, and we are still trading in the green. 260 points uptick on Sensex as we speak. So what's really next for the markets, and what should investors really do at this point in time?
Yeah, Tanya, always my pleasure to share my views with the viewers of BTTV. And Tanya, what we can see is markets, as you rightly mentioned, there's a tug of war between bulls and bears, but bulls seems to be not leaving their strength. Markets are technically stuck up in a range bound. What we can see is market to sustain further. We need to see 19,550. This is the level market has to sustain and trade above this level. So if the market decisively trades above this range, we can expect some more further momentum in the markets in the coming days. Overall, markets to gain further strength, we need to see the FII action also, that is extremely crucial. But what exactly happening in the market is right now, we are in a complete bull market rally, and markets have been going strength to strength. At this point of time, we can see the complete buying interest that is emerging from domestic institutional investors. Last month in the emerging market space, for the month of August, in the emerging market space, foreign portfolio investors, even though they reduced their quantum of buying, but whereas in India, they are the net buyers. In other markets, they were the net sellers. So we can see the heightened interest that is emerging from foreign portfolio investors in August month also. So the interest can be remained buoyant in the coming days, because India is the best perfect alternative for them to diversify their portfolios in the emerging market space. India seems to be a safe haven for the foreign portfolio investors in the near future. So we can see the long only money, despite of the global worries that is hitting Indian markets in the coming weeks going ahead. What we can see, the long only money, they don't want to channelize the money despite of the low valuations in China.
Right.
Right now, the issue for the foreign investors is Chinese markets is low to short, but too big to ignore, but too risky to invest. So for them, the best alternative at this point of time is Indian markets. That's where we can see the more action on Indian markets. And when this kind of action is coming on Indian markets, the money tend to chase uh, the stocks which are fundamentally strong, but
Okay.
valuations on a longer term perspective looks attractive. So that is the reason we can see some kind of activity in names like IT sector, and the leadership, the sectoral leadership is changing quite frequently. So sometimes the markets, the money has been chasing the PSU
Hmm.
bank stock, PSU stocks, and also
Right.
the IT names. So we can see the leadership rotation on a regular basis. That's what happens in a typical bull market when the flows are quite strong.
Absolutely, absolutely. You said it, Mr. Batini, and experts have been saying that India's growth story is intact. But there's one sector that is in focus, Mr. Batini, and that is metals. If you could pull up some of the stocks for you, Steel Authority of India, NALCO, NMDC, Hindustan Copper. These are some of the stocks that are buzzing in today's trading session, and they surged up to 7% today. Tata Steel also hit its 52-week high, and Hindalco also one of them. What's really driving the rally when it comes to metal sector, Mr. Batini, and what should investors really do? And any top bets, any top picks that you have from the metals pack?
Yeah. Tanya, what happens is the global worries are lingering around the globe. The global slowdown, China's reduction of their capex, and also the measures taken by the Chinese government in the recent past. Uh, that is boosting one way the metal demand. Okay, the stimulus packages that China is going to take. That's how some kind of that can create some kind of positive demand for metals. Whereas coming back to India, the relative valuations of metal stocks are comparatively compelling at this point of time. And also, the outlook for metals in India is quite strong. The capex cycle is in an uptrend right now. Okay, both the engineering space and the defense, railways, all the sectors, they have the heightened capacity expansion, and also the capex cycle, both private as well as PSU with the government capex cycle is on an uptrend. So this is the reason we can see some kind of activity and buying interest that is emerging in the metal space also. So if you have to choose one stock, try to stay with the leader like uh, Tata Steel or JSW Steel. These are the our favorite stocks in the metal stock is concerned.
Okay, absolutely. That's the verdict coming in on metal stocks. But Mr. Batini, if you look at some of the PSU counters as well, and we'll come to PSU banks later. But look at the rally. I mean, MMTC 20% uptick there, upper circuit. RVNL, the stock has already delivered multi-bagger returns. Bank of Maharashtra, IDBI Bank. These are some of the counters from the PSU pack, and they are buzzing in today's trading session. So I want to know it from you that what's really next for these PSU counters, and is there more steam left, because we have already seen a stellar rally when it comes to PSU stocks. So what's really next?
Tanya, we need to gauge these stocks on a stock specific manner rather than keeping all these stocks as a complete under as a PSU stocks.
Hmm.
So what happened is most of these stocks like MMTC, these stocks have been laggards from quite a long time. So when there is an interest is that is emerging in the public sector undertakings, so some kind of buying interest that immediately emerges because the relative valuations are quite cheap. So when investors are trying to play the momentum, the price momentum in this kind of names like MMTC, one need to exercise strict stop loss before taking any kind of aggressive position in these stocks. Whereas coming to the PSU banks are concerned, relatively, the fundamentals are quite strong and the valuations look attractive. The credit growth has been taking place at a double digit, and also the PSU banks are taking the leadership in digital banking also. So these are the factors that have been helping the public sector undertakings to attract the buying interest at this point of time. It's more stock specific action, but we can see a wide range of buying interest that is attracting in these most names at this point of time.
Okay, and any topics that you have from PSU space as well as PSU banking?
With respect to the PSU banking is concerned, we try to strictly stick with the leaders like State Bank of India and Bank of Baroda. We can buy Canara Bank. There is a whole list of stocks, but these stocks remain to be with the relative valuations and risk reward ratio is concerned. We try to stick with the leaders like State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, and Canara Bank.
Okay, absolutely. And Mr. Batini, we have been talking about mid cap and small cap, and I have been discussing it with every expert, because broader markets, they continue to outperform, and how. And we have seen a stellar rally, with mid caps also, small caps also. Any picks that you would like to recommend, because we have seen these stocks delivering multi-bagger returns. So any stocks that are still, that we can still look at these levels?
Yeah, yeah, Tanya, you're absolutely right. Majority of the stocks have been rallying in this last fortnight. Also, many stocks have been rallying. So one need to look at the fundamentals of the companies individually because it's just like when the bull market is on a full throttle. Okay, it's like a musical chair. Okay, so all the stocks have been rising, but one need to keep in mind. Okay, when we are playing with this momentum kind of place in the market. Okay, where should be the investor when this music stops? So that is extremely crucial. So one need to have the strong sectorial outlook they need to consider, and also the individual stock relative valuations also very important. So we can see some kind of value further in stocks like hotel names and defense stocks. Okay, these stocks comes up with good order books and also the medium to short term positivity in these stocks. So one can look at these stocks, investors, for a medium to longer term. At dips, the investors need to buy in these stocks, Tanya.
Okay, and any stocks that you still like, especially at these levels?
Still, we have names like in defense space, like HAL, investors
Okay.
with a longer term horizon, definitely they can buy in the stocks at dips. There is no hurry to buy, go and jump in the stocks because the stocks have rallied a lot. But any weakness that market gives, one can buy names like Mazgan Dockyard, Cochin Shipyard. These are the names one can look forward, and also because of the earning visibility that get offered in these companies.
Okay, absolutely. So these are the picks coming in, and on that wonderful note, thank you so much, Mr. Fadini, for sharing these wonderful ideas with us and being with us here on Business Today Television.
Thank you, Tanya. Always my pleasure.
So with that, it's time for me to wrap up. Yes, we are still holding on to the gain. 65,630 is the level on Sensex. 237 points uptick there, and 91 points higher on Nifty as well. 19,500, that is the level still intact on Nifty. Let's see how the action pans out going forward. But let's wrap up this show. You don't have to go anywhere. Lots more coming up for you. So stay tuned to Business Today Television, and many thanks for watching.